Good morning, EDCI 708 crew. It's Dr. Palermo with your Week 10 instructional message. And as fast as things are moving, it is Tuesday, March 24th in my world as I'm recording this in Pittsburgh, North Carolina. Yesterday, here in North Carolina, Governor Cooper, our governor, announced that schools would be out through May 15th. Not sure what your status is in South Carolina. Gardner-Webb has announced that they will not reopen campus to face-to-face classes this semester. So we know that, at least for us in North Carolina, the remainder of the school year prior to the end of the semester is a wash. If you thought you might be going back to school to complete your CDP or PLCP prior to the end of Gardner-Webb semester, that's not going to happen. So full speed ahead with truncating those evidences and getting them done and in. This week, by the end of the week, I hope that you will have the PLCPB and CDPB, or C, the second half of the CDP ready for a peer review. You told me who your peers are, and I'm going to trust that you will share those documents with your peers and conduct a peer review. A self-assessment is part of the formative submission, so when you finish your peer review, you might want to fill out a self-assessment form prior to that submission to me. But what's new this week? Well, Standards for Educational and Psychological Testing moves into Chapter 8, which is rights and responsibilities of test takers. Test takers. You know, I was a secondary guy, and maybe we don't think a whole lot about how elementary test takers approach the test, but I wonder what kind of information is provided for parents of elementary and secondary kids about the standardized assessments in your district or your school. We gave a lot of tests in high school that some kids took and some didn't. ACT, SAT, work keys. Again, in North Carolina, it's EOG and EOCs, which we've told are going to be waived for this year. So what's happening with that? NAEP, lots of tests. So what are rights and responsibilities of test takers when we tell them they have to take the NAEP, but those results aren't going to count for anything? It's part of the national report card. I'd like you to respond to one discussion board post. Policies and procedures your site has in place for adhering or complying with test takers' responsibilities. Check out what the test takers' responsibilities are, and if that's more applicable to secondary than elementary, I apologize. Hey, we did have an interesting Zooming weekend last weekend, and it frustrated me with technology, but I was interested to read about your takeaways and successes and even better thans. I'm glad that some of you did have some resources to take away. I agree that there was not enough time and that technology was an issue for some of us. Some of us pretty good with technology. Others of us still getting up to speed. So what was one of my takeaways for the weekend? I will tell you that everything changes in a shift to an online environment. I thought with our blended format that I was ready to jump in to a totally online format, convert our lessons. I think that, having folks do readings, go to a breakout room, discuss, whole group discussion is a good thing, but even more planning could have made it perhaps go better. My success, I wanted to accomplish your presentations. We did accomplish those presentations despite Zooming it all and learning along the way. And my even better than, I did not fully account for the social and emotional impact of shifting to an online learning environment, I don't think. And I'm still kind of wrapping my brain around the social and emotional impact of social isolation and learning strictly online. So that was an aha or a takeaway or some sort of even better than to me. I need to get better at accounting for that social emotional aspect of uh, strictly online. Close the other discussion board on standards. So you've got one to respond to this week. There was one from week 9 that might have gotten buried as we moved into the weekend activities. Go back and respond to something about test security, please, if you had not already. I'm going to try to keep it to one discussion board per week. Your main deal here for the from now to the end of the semester is to accomplish these writings, your evidence submissions, and of course we're going to do a 2-step dance here. You're going to do your 3-step with your peer review. You're going to submit to me for formative assessment with a Turnitin report and a peer self-assessment using the peer rubric, please. My intention at this point is to do a markup, provide that feedback to you in Blackboard using the rubric and the markup. And I don't know exactly how this is going to work, but I would like to meet with each of you briefly, maybe 15 minutes this week, and have a Zoom, a sign it up. Sign Up Genius, a sign up tool that I'm trying to use here. I'd like to conference with you sometime later this week, Thursday and Friday, or Friday if you're available. And my plan is to do the same kind of thing following your formative submissions of the CDP and the PLCP. That is, if there's time, and early submission will help me give you good feedback. If there's time, I'm going to give you some formative Zooming feedback on your evidences prior to the final submission and task stream, the summative submission. Okay, that's my plan right now. Things change. For instance, it's Tuesday the 24th. At 2 a.m., we got a happy phone call from my son who said that daughter-in-law is going into labor and they were heading to the hospital. So my wife is there watching our granddaughter, number 2, while I'm watching granddaughter number 1, and we're hoping for number 3 before the day is out. So that's where we are. My plans might change. Yours change daily with this shifting reality. Please, with a prayer and a smile, we'll get through this together. Please call or write or text me if you have any concerns or questions. If I've messed up any of this stuff, please let me know. Please do cut and paste this Sign Up Genius into another window and pick a time slot. They're 30-minute time slots, but I'm thinking a 10, 15-minute meeting will probably accomplish what I want to, and maybe give you an opportunity to tell me what's on your mind too. So cut and paste that, please, and sign up for a time this week. I hope that some of those times that they'll accommodate your schedule. I did a morning and an afternoon and an evening. If those don't work for you, then write back to me and we'll schedule something else. Do be well, please. Take care of yourselves, your families, your kiddos, and join in the graduate cohort work when you can. Thank you.